Like, you want to start? I don't think so. All right. So I think YouTube is coming up now. Okay, there we go. YouTube's up. Hello, YouTubers. Hello. Be sure to like and subscribe button if you haven't already watched the other VOD. I need to go ahead and delete that one while I'm here. Okay. I hate repeat. You know, one of my pet peeves is repeating myself, and then now I'm going to repeat myself because in order for those who do want to watch this podcast actually can hear what we talked about previously. Oh boy, like and subscribe. Please help my channel hit 500. We're one away. Be sure to just hit that button. Just go and do it for me, bro. Just be a cool guy. Make my year. Okay. Thanksgiving. My double eggs, corvo, cranberry sauce, and dressing mixed together. We're we were. How you have no audio? I'm literally looking at your audio feed. Like, I'm literally looking right at it. How's there no audio? This is so weird. Events. Monitoring. A monitor output is okay. All boxes are clicked. All 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the paths are open. And I am also on my headset. This one I'm wearing right now, which I know we awarded in a D&D stream last week. So okay, I'm just... No. Let me try. Okay, say something now.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, I got it.
Okay.
Whatever that was.
All right, there we go. Just switched it to default, apparently. All right, whatever.
Okay.
Headset, it's headset. Okay.
Okay.
Grant. God, if you're out there, stop with me, okay? Okay, and we were just talking about family, and when certain family members pass away, it's never the same ever again. And when your grandparents passed away, it's never the same again. And when my wife's grandmother passed away, that was it for me for Thanksgiving for her and her family. And we both kind of like stopped going to be in family meetings for Thanksgiving now because, well, we are now like the main family because we're the last. I wouldn't say residents, but last people of that family. And for me, it's just I don't really particularly like majority of my wife's family. There's a few that I tolerate, but I don't really like love them. And for you, I'm sure it's probably kind of same case.
For me, it's more like Stealthy's family doesn't really do certain holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't make an effort to do it like with mom or somebody, then we won't do it.
Mm.
But mom still likes to do it. So essentially what we've done is since there's seems to be a lack of family members interested in it anymore, we have what we call Friendsgiving and Friendsmas. So what we do is we include friends. I mean, the last 2 Friendsmases you've attended digitally over a video call. Even though you couldn't physically be there, we would send you stuff. You would still get to see everybody open stuff and converse, and we would get to see you open your stuff. So we do that because I don't want the kids to not get the opportunity to hang out with people and still get that shocking awe of hanging out with family and opening presents or eating good food and everybody sitting around bull crapping and stuff like that. I want them to still experience that. Now, what we have done is we've tailored ours a little bit to where it may not necessarily be on Thanksgiving that we do Friendsgiving. It may be a day before, it may be a day after, depending on what people's schedule is.
Mm-hmm.
Like this year, ours will be tomorrow. It wasn't yesterday, it'll be tomorrow because that's when everybody could get together. Usually for our Friendsmas, it's usually after the first of the year, like January 1, that people can get together to do that because everybody else is traveling to their respective families' houses or getting together with them and doing it. So we elect to do it then. So we may be a day or two off, getting together and eating good food and opening up some presents, but we still try to do it. And in that way, we do two things. One, the kids still get to experience it. Two, we're not stepping on anybody's beliefs, one way or the other. And three, I still get to eat all the food I can eat and be stupidly, overly plump and pass the fuck out.
Yeah, it definitely was even for me when I was younger. It was always weird at certain parts of my life where it's like, oh, everybody's celebrating these things, and I wasn't, or I wasn't on one side. It was a family who didn't do that. It was always just awkward of me, like, yeah, we didn't get to celebrate that, or we didn't get to do that because my family don't do that. It was always awkward as a kid. It's like, and see all these other kids getting these things and doing all these things, and mine never doing it. And it's like, and then eventually, like that kind of went away, and we started doing it, and it felt like I wasn't this awkward kid, right? Especially as a kid, I wasn't this outsider.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason behind me and Stealthy sitting down because you know a little bit of what Stealthy, as far as the kind of environment she was in.
Yeah,
because you were in that environment a little bit yourself, and you know that can step on some toes. And our way around that to keep from upsetting anybody was to say, okay, we just don't do it on that day.
Yeah, and we don't call it that.
We don't call it that. We call it something else, and we do it on a different day. But they still get to have the enjoyment of it. They still get to have the same experience, just not necessarily for that reason.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that way the kids don't go through life feeling dejected and left out of something, and we still have an opportunity as parents to give them the things we want to give them, and give them the experiences that we want to give them. I think a lot of times people will write off doing certain things because they look at it and they say, well, this is going to make this group of people mad, or this is going to upset this group of people, when really all it really takes is sit down a little creative thinking, and you can find a way to still do some of it and not upset people if you think about it hard enough.
Yeah, if you have the spirit of the holiday in some way, that's where the kids won't feel like they're such an outsider or such an awkward family. Because if you're a kid and you're in school and you're hearing everybody's doing all these other things, and your family doesn't do any of those things, you start looking inwards, going, why does my family not do that? Did they not love me? Did they not care about me? Why didn't, like, they're doing all these things, like, why is my family not doing these things? And it starts having that back of their mind. Well, it's like, do they resent me? Do they not love me?
The other side of that is there's certain decisions that they're gonna make growing up that I don't get the right to make, because they're their own person when they get to a certain age, they're going to choose to either do or not do certain things. I don't want to make those choices for them, because those choices will help define them as who they're going to be when they're grown. And I don't want it. It's the same reason we don't do politics and religion in our podcast. Yeah. I don't want to place my own viewpoints or outlooks on someone else. That's you. You get to choose that. My goal as a parent is to try to guide them and help them look at right, wrong, and how to live their life successfully. It's not to choose how they view politics or how they view religion. That's not my job.
Yeah. I just want to give people a viewpoint. Yeah. That's it. Just view it as a whole. View it as a thing. Then you take the initiative to figure out whether or not that information is right, and then figure out what you should take from that and how you should follow that behind. Whether or not you should feel worried what you to do to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, and then
Said.
take from there
Yay,
what
I
you
hear
will.
everyone.
Yeah, I don't know what happens to that. There's still no clue. We have to figure this stuff out later on, but not right now.
Said.
Wife's home too.
Yep.
So okay, so let's jump into the
Said. It was a pain.
Yeah, it was a pain. So let's jump into the next little topic a bit. So you know me, I love my art, right? I love my artistry, and I'm a mind of eye of the beholder, just like you are, just like anyone else out there should be a mind of their own. It is annoying when people try to tell you how you should draw and how you should make your artwork and whatnot. But it's even more annoying when you have a fandom. Let's say you made a game, a book, whatnot, and you draw a character, and someone takes that exactly same character, draws it the exact same style as you did, and then have your bad side of your fandom start trashing and threatening people. This is what I'm getting here. There was this game that came out not long ago that was, oh heck yeah, Cherry Coke. My wife gave me Cherry Coke. I don't have that a long time. Anyways, so this guy came with the video game. It's kind of blowing up on Steam right now. Oh, we got to talk more about Steam later on. There's some things going on with Steam that I'm liking, but we can talk about it in a second. Remind me, Steam changing their rules. Corva, if I don't remember. Okay, so this game's getting popular, and they drew this girl that in the game, cartoon character, right? In the game, the girl was a victim of a assault. You can get the gist of the assault but it's the game character, right? Video game character. And this character is depicted in the game to be very endowed. They are very attractive looking. And some people started drawing these characters in an exact portion to the characters in the video game. And people on Twitter were death threatening people and telling them they were horrible people for sexualizing the characters.
You're sexualizing a character that was originally drawn that way?
Yes, and as if women do not have well-endowed figures. Get that?
Okay.
Like if you're not if you're well endowed and you're drawn, you are now sexualized, even though you're already well endowed. But if you're flat chested, you're not sexually attractive. You're not.
What you're saying is, I want to see if I could put this in as even terms as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying if I go and I'm an artist and I have a model sit for a sketch, and she is a very well endowed female, and I draw her measurements to scale in my artistry. I am over sexualizing this female, even though she sat for it and I drew it per her physique.
Yes. Per her physique.
First off, I have a comment to say. Whoever said that, take that shit that's in your pipe out. It's bad. Go to the store, get some good shit, because you're smoking the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like, I don't know if you remember this some years back, and I wish I could remember the article and names clear. But some years back when they first got into doing 3-dimensional video games, the way they used to do it, and they may still do it in some aspects, is they would hire models, men and women, to come in and put on these skin-tight suits with these markers on it, and they would act out the scenes in their green room, right?
Yeah.
And they would overlay it. Well, you couldn't get the measurements wrong because it literally took the measurements from the suit, right?
Yes.
And then, if I remember, there was a very, very nice-looking lady that was a very prominent character in one of the games. And they went after, it wasn't her, but a group of people went after this video game company, saying that they overly sexualized and oversized her proportions and shit, right?
Yeah.
So the company literally called her and had her show up at the courthouse for the hearing. And she did this because she didn't have a problem with it. She couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on because she was like, literally, you know, like I wore the suit.
Yeah.
You know, she shows up and they took measurements of her right there in front of everybody.
Embarrassing. Okay.
Okay. No, she was fine with it. She
Yeah,
was a model.
Oh,
But
she's a model. Yeah.
But the point was they took the measurements and then they applied the measurements to the video game scaling and it was 100% accurate. And she looked at him. She said, "So you're telling me my natural physique is overly sexualized for myself?
Yeah.
Like I was born this way, so I myself have
Yeah.
over sexualized myself."
Didn't I do that in Andromeda? That one game that came out this past year, that Korean girl that was literally like her body was the actual model of the game, and they got pissed off.
That's another case where they did that shit. And the models, it's funny because most of the time the models aren't the ones doing this shit. They're literally the ones coming to the video game developers' defense going, "That's my fucking chest. That's my ass. That's my thighs. That's literally their size."
Like, yeah, you find her beautiful because I am beautiful. Sorry if you're hating, but like my thoughts is, it's like, okay, so girl with big chest, big hips, curvy body, whatever, that's sexualized. But what about the girls with flat chests or no hips or what? Like, those are not sexualized. They're still beautiful. They're still attractive to some people out there.
I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay.
You put Tifa Lockhart next to Eris, and everybody in the world will tell you those are two very beautiful women.
Yes.
They would jump at either one of those women if they were live and in their house.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has rather large endowments. One of them not quite as large. But either way, they would jump at either one of them.
I'm sure people would be interested in
I don't really think it's a oh, we made them bigger. I think it's people being paranoid. Excuse me, my voice cracking. I think it's people being paranoid that they're going to get called out on what they like and don't like.
Yeah, I think it's
because they have that paranoia, they want to go out there and shut the shit down because they don't want to be found out. Yeah. Like the dude over there playing video games don't want you to know he really thinks Aerith is hot because most of his friends thinks Tifa's hot. Mm-hmm. You know, he don't want to be found out that he's the outlier.
Yeah.
I think that's bullshit, guys. Listen, if you like a body type, that body type. Own that shit.
Yeah.
If you don't want your woman to have no breast, then then own up to the fact you like women with hardly any breast.
Yeah.
If you like women with giant breasts, then own up to it. But don't go out there and shame people when they are literally 90% of the time, they don't draw video game characters anymore hardly.
Yeah.
It is usually based on a measurement of a physical person now that they have act these scenes out. Stop being dumbasses.
Yeah. And of course they were upset because the character, non-fictional character, fantasy, drawing character had an assault on them, that this character is now being drawn in attractive ways, or largely majority considered as an attractive way, and like, oh my god, you're hurting her, like you don't sexualize her. She wasn't real in the first place. She was never real.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I can understand if you're worried about it as far as it possibly giving people ideas to do stupid shit. Okay? But if you're literally coming at it from the fact that you're hurting a character, something that doesn't actually exist, you might want to reevaluate how you look at things.
Yeah, your personal attachment. It's like, for an example, it's like saying, like, okay, let's say you go to a kids park, right? And you see a bunch of kids going out there and having fun and playing and whatnot. And somebody is looking at the kids, like I say, an old person, and looking at the kids and reminding themselves like of their younger days when they were kids, right? But then somebody comes up to you and going, you should be looking at them being sexualized. at that point, I'm gonna look at you if I was your old man going, sir, if you're thinking I'm sexualizing and you're thinking sexual thoughts in your mind, you might want to reevaluate what you're thinking. Because that's not
Right.
what's in my head. That's
Because
what's in
that's
your
all-
head.
Right.
And that's the same thing. Like, you can't just assume what's in someone's head and going, oh, they must be doing this sexual thing. Like, no, I'm just
Don't get me wrong. There are creepers out there.
always.
You will find them. You will see them. But if you look at someone and you automatically jump to the conclusion that that is what they're doing, the question is, why is that the first place you went to?
Yeah. Like, you might have an addiction in your head that you don't quite know, or you might have a thing that you haven't worked out just yet. It's like, what about those who do pictures for, bikini magazines or baby suit magazines? All those people perverts? All those people doing them? No, because they think they're cute. They think they're adorable. They think they're what about those people? Oh, you don't see those people as that.
Let me ask you this. Everybody has at one point in their life probably caught a WWE match with females.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Were you watching that WWE match to see which one of those women won that belt?
I was thinking who would win and who would beat the other's butt majorly, but they were very attractive women too. So
Okay, so let me ask you, if you're sitting there watching two attractive women fight for a prize, where is your thought process?
well, mine is usually probably gonna be a little bit of like a mud pit battle, getting the girls. I don't want to say that on podcasts that might be inappropriate.
I get what you're saying, but my point is that everybody has things that draw them to things.
Mhm.
Okay. I love watching action movies with badass females as the heroes. Not gonna say I don't. Do you know why? Because I like a badass action hero and I like a fine ass badass action hero.
Yes.
I won't lie and say that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just like there's women all over the world that still watch Dirty Dancing 12 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
They can watch any other dancing movie in the world, but they're not watching that dancing movie because they just want to see some dancing. They're watching it because they want to see Patrick dance.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah.
Don't even try me like that.
It's like the girl from Matrix. A lot of people found her very, very attractive. The girl that was dating the main character. It's for me. It's the John Wick 2 movie. The evil girl, the bad guy girl that was like kind of always hunting John Wick down in the second movie. She to me was very attractive. Or for like maybe the let me see, I'm trying to think of other movies. Well, we got the original James Bond movies where some of the villains, especially the James Bond 1, the villain that was she was very attractive and she would kill people.
Right. Look. Fifth Element, Mia Jovovich is hot as shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of people think she's a very attractive woman.
You go and look at Underworld. You got Kate Beckinsale.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Oh my God.
Boy.
We can go a step further than that. We can just go look at the one that she did with Hugh Jackman. What was it? With the werewolves and the vampires.
Wasn't Twilight.
No. But I mean, she was in it.
Underworld?
She had long ass. No, it wasn't Underworld.
Okay.
But she had long ass curly hair, and she was hot as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go watch a lot of these movies, and yeah, you watch it because it's great and it's action, but almost everybody picks a movie because they look at a star and they're like, yeah, I like watching that star.
Yeah, and a lot of people, okay, another one. From Dune to Spider-Man, a certain female actor that is not well endowed in any ways. A lot of people think she's gorgeous.
I think
not my type.
I think Zendaya is a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
And a lot of people say, and she plays a rather young character.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's like, what point do we go and like, what is sexualized and what's not? Why is a girl that's well endowed sexualized, but a girl that's not well endowed not sexualized? And why do we have that discrepancy or that different? No, if you're attractive, you're attractive. Therefore, you will be looked at by somebody. I always said before, there's a kink for everybody, and you are more likely someone's kink. So therefore, someone finds you attractive.
I'll prove a point, and I'll probably get smacked in the back of the head for this later. Because I promise you, she's probably listening to the podcast. But I'll prove a point. Guarantee you, right now, my wife loved watching Highlander, the TV series. Okay,
Yeah,
loved it. It was a great show. But she loved it more because Adrian Paul was in Highlander. Okay, that long dark hair and a ponytail with that hat, with that in between muscular physique and thin. You know, he was like a fit person. He wasn't overly muscularized. She loved it. I can't argue with her. If I was a woman, fuck, I'd love it too. I'm not even gonna say I wouldn't. You know. If you're not secure enough in your manhood to say that, guys, you got a fucking problem, just so you know.
So I don't really appreciate it. And of course, I love this is to finish it off. The makers of the game, the ones that drew these characters and made these stories, came out going, if you have nothing, don't say nothing bad about these people's artwork. They're doing it right, golf, pretty much and essentially, in a very nice way of putting it. They're like, hey, if you don't like this art style, this is how they were drawn. This is how we draw them. This is how we made them. If you don't like it, you can go on. You're not welcomed here. And I think that's great for developers to come out going, hey, I approve of these people's artwork, even if they are drawn in a attractive, alluring ways.
In a promiscuous way.
Yeah, that's still true to who they were or what they look like, and we welcome it. Go on. And thank you for the developers. Somebody actually speaking up and going, "Hey, we're not here to play, favoritism, nor are we here to bash our fan base and our player base. We welcome everybody as long as you're welcoming. If you're not welcoming, well, we don't really see you as a fan base." I think that's great. If I make my book and I have a welcoming people and a non-welcoming people, I would disown the unwelcoming people because, well, I want everybody to feel like they can enjoy the content for which I made. Everybody, don't care who you are. And that's great. So just jump into Steam because I reminded myself. So Steam has changed the rules in some of their games or some of the developers. So if you're making games now, listen up. Okay, so Corvo, have you ever seen on Steam a lot of pre-ordering this, pre-ordering that, pre-ordering this, get the alpha of this game, get the beta of this game, pre-order, and battle pass and stuff like that? Okay, so Steam is putting it into that, meaning if you don't come out with the theme that they pre-ordered within 2 weeks or 2 months, I can't remember, you are no longer allowed to do that. So people have been doing a bunch of these alphas and betas and whatnot and never releasing the game or the theme a lot on Steam. And the battle passes are included, which is like, hey, you can't really have their own battle pass in the game just yet because the game's not out yet. And putting out a bunch of these a bunch of these cosmetic things, and the games are not out yet. And doing this over and over and over before the game is even released. To try to kind of like crowdfund their game, and Steam's going, no, unless you come out the game soon, no more of that shit. Gone. And it might be getting rid of battle passes too, because, well, you don't really get to earn those things. Now it takes you a long time to earn everything throughout the battle pass.
Yep.
It may take you more than 2 months, or it might end before 2 months. And I don't get everything that I paid for. There's no reason to have battle pass no more, because it might end in a month, and but I need like more than 1 month to get all of it. And if I can't get all of it, so yeah, Steam is putting away with that, and a lot of developers are going to be apparently getting really upset with Steam because of this.
Well, listen. Sounds like to me what they're trying to do is guarantee that the content's being promised is actually going to be delivered instead of people fucking around. And never delivering the end product, and I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, I'm a mind of, I don't want to be like crowdfunding your game by buying a bunch of things that I may never get. I want to actually buy and own the game and I don't want to be crowdfunding your game because you're supposed to already have like investors and pay for this game. Like, I'm not paying for you to make this game. I'm paying you to buy the game once it's finished, right? I want that. I don't want to be paying for for the development and the making of the game. If I want to do that, I'll go to a Kickstarter or to GoFundMe, kind of like go thing. I'll go there. I'll do that there, but not on Steam.
Well, that'd be like me saying, okay, Grumpy, I'm developing this game. I'm going to release it in 2 weeks. Here's the pre-order for it, and I'm going to include the battle pass since it's your first pre-order, you know.
Mhm.
And all I ever give you is like codes for outfits or shit like that, and you never actually see the game drop.
Yeah. That would be frustrating. Like right now, Path of Exile is a game that's like Diablo. If anybody likes Diablo, check this game out. I know a lot of things about it. Never played it myself because, well, I don't have a lot of funds to buy the games left and right. And I could buy a game that's every now and Blue Moon. But so Path of Exile is going, hey, you can pre-order this game. It's an expansion because it's already been out, right? It's expansion, $30, right? But here's the cool thing. They gave you $30 to buy this expansion. But what you get in game, they give you 1-to-1 in-game store credit to buy anything else you want in the game.
Oh.
So you're buying the game, but you're getting $30 of in-game anything you want that's in the game. $30 in actual like $1-to-1 bills to anything in the game. You can buy it outright.
Nice.
That is, to me, that is a great way of going, hey, you pretty much bought it for free.
Well, it's okay. So, example, I know this is going way back, way back, but like when Destiny first dropped,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Stealthy bought that game, one of the first things we got when we logged into that game was a fucking, hey, by the way, thank you for being one of the first people in this game. Boom, take this. Go over here to this vendor, pick this shit. You got a list of shit, pick from it. It's yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And when you add up all of that, when you add up all the stuff we got, it damn near covered the cost of what we paid for the game.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, shit. I mean, how can you bitch at somebody who does stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I loved about getting into certain types of games. I think a lot of developers now are stuck on, okay, I give you this world, but I'm purposely going to hold back certain items because I know I'm going to put that in some kind of a package or bundle or something that you're going to buy later. Because, you know, I need that extra money instead of saying, hey guys, thanks for buying my game. Here's some shit to get you started. You know, I'm not saying don't give me the fucking end all be all weapon that I could just walk through the game and be like God incarnate, okay? But you can give me a couple of things that makes the first 2 or 3 levels a little bit easier, you know, just to say thanks for buying my shit.
Or just say, hey, you're one of the first and few people that played this game, and when the years go by and this game's still going on, you have something to show off like, hey, look, I was one of the OGs. That feels so good when you're walking around with the item that no one else can get now because you've been playing this game for so many years. You literally have some of the original things that came with the game when it first released, and no one else can have that. That is so cool. That's so awesome.
And it was like that with Destiny because, you know, there were certain weapons you got right out the gate when you were OG that you can't even fucking get now. You couldn't find them. Granted, they're not worth a shit to shoot anything with now because the monsters are far beyond the scope of what that weapon can do.
Yeah.
But if you want to look badass, you just chunk that bitch on your back and walk around the tower, and everybody's like, "Damn, that motherfucker's been here for years. Look at that shit on his back."
Yeah, and that is just it's a calling card. It's a staple, whatever you want to call it. That's just cool to me. But yeah, I'm glad that some companies are doing that kind of things to give back to the people that have been supporting their games for years, and then Steam going, hey, we've been seeing a lot of consumer malpractices from game developers to our customers, because Steam gets the flack for it when they don't get the item from which they paid for, or they never receive it, or they never even get it. And Steam's the one that looks bad, not the game developers. Steam looks bad. And Steam's like, no, we're not playing the bad guy no more for these game developers. If you don't come out with the game in a certain amount of time frame after someone buys it, they're getting a refund, and we're taking it out of your wallet, we put it back into theirs. That's consumer protection that needs to be done across any industry. Doesn't matter what it is. There should always be a way to get your money back and to make sure the customer comes first before the company. Now, speaking of customers and companies being bad, last week I told you about a lot of companies. Just, you shouldn't trust them. You shouldn't believe in them. They're going to do anything good for you. All right, so Walmart and a couple other companies that I will try to put out here. You know what DEI means?
DEI?
Yeah, DEI.
Not off the top of my head right now, no.
Okay, so it's a diversity thing, right? To make sure that everybody has an opportunity chance of getting work.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Equal opportunity employment.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're getting rid of that. It's going bye-bye. A lot of companies are removing people that are doing this in their companies permanently and getting rid of the people that told it to do it, people that have been doing it, people that it's going all gone bye-bye. Don't care about you and how you feel. And not hiring whoever's best for the job. I'm sorry. That's my thought is, if I have someone flying my plane, I want the person that's flying the plane to be the best that there is, because I don't want to die. So that is going bye-bye. And I just say, yeah, this is where companies don't care. They never cared. They never cared.
It's going beyond that. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's gotten to a point where, you know how it used to be illegal to work someone without lunch or a 15-minute break in 8 hours?
Yeah, for some reason my state doesn't have that law. Alabama's fucked.
That shit is going out the window across the board.
That's
what I'm hearing.
I hope so. Cause
what I mean is they're gonna make it to where they don't have to give you lunch and they do not have to give you a break across the board.
Why? You need to eat. You need to use a restroom. You need a rest. That is so dumb. There's Alabama, like they have the law where you can literally fire anybody for any reason. That is also about to be implemented across the board. Yeah, which just makes no sense, because if you're a really good worker, you do your job, and then someone tells you to do something that's outside of your agreement of your job, they can fire you. What? I literally am doing my job, what we agreed upon, the contract that was given to this is what my job entails, and then I don't do something that you now have added onto my job, and you can fire me for that?
Yes, I have. Not that it has been implemented as of yet, but I have already heard that there is already discussions for all of that to happen across the board. Or across the entire country at some point.
Yeah, again.
It may take years for it to get there, but they're already talking about it.
Well, Alabama's already there, baby, and it's not, I don't like it, because my wife, every day, she's constantly in a worry that she's going to lose her job, even though she's literally the longest worker there, and has done everything in her job and then some, and then her job boss keeps trying to throw new deals. It's kind of like the Star Wars meme of "Pray I don't change how Lord Vader says it. Pray I don't change the rules of agreement again," or whatever. Over, and it keeps doing that to her over and over and over and over again. It's like every day, like I'm walking on pins and needles, because I could be fired for any one of these days if she just wants to. It's not because I broke the rules or I didn't do my job. It's just because if she just wants to. And I'm sorry, again, companies don't care about you. Companies do not care about you. Don't think for a second they do. And for those who do care about you, bless your stars, because that could easily change. If they see a beneficial reason to do so. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I just
Now,
ah
I will say that as of now, my company is not on board with that shit.
mhm.
No, they still say we have to take our lunches. If we work X amount of times, we have to take certain breaks. They don't subscribe to that shit right now. I think what's gonna happen, unfortunately for a lot of people, is it's gonna be left to the company's discretion. And if the company happens to be one of those companies that's more about the dollar than about, the people that work for it,
Yeah.
then you're gonna get screwed.
That is unjustly and unright. But this is one other gentleman that I'm sure most everybody here knows about, and he has openly speak. Now, I know a lot of people do not like this guy, right? This certain gentleman I'm about to say, and I don't care about how you feel about this gentleman. But he stated something the other day, and at the topic you came up with. You remember the D&D topic we talked about last week, where they were bashing the creators and makers of D&D while they were dead, and only one of them were alive, was not invited to the 50th anniversary,
Yeah.
so on and so on. So a certain somebody, Elon Musk, saw that.
Yep.
Now, I know a lot of people do not like Elon Musk, right? I get it, right? Billionaire, doing things, taking care of taking over certain companies, being an advocate for free speech, but sometimes, certain things he doesn't, always agree with, or fact checking people that, say something and the fact checks to be wrong or right sometimes. I'm not going to.
Or funding the wrong fucking individuals.
Yeah. So be that as he is, he heard about Dungeons and Dragons belittling the original creators and so often. He said, and now he's said stuff before, that he is now considering buying Hasbro's rights to D&D because of that mistreatment and that belittling of the original creators and makers of D&D, not liking the direction they were going with it. And he's thinking about buying Hasbro and buying out the rights to D&D to get it away from those kind of people that have that kind of mentality.
Okay, but see, here's my only problem with that. Is he doing that because he's legitimately offended by what they said? Or is he using it as a platform to stand on to get his hands on something else to make himself some more money?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with that. That could very much be the case. And I don't really know. It's like, even with the D&D movie that came out a couple of years back or whatnot, it was actually a really good movie. In the credits of it, there's like, D&D based off the Hasbro game.
Yep.
Did not give the original creators any credit for the D&D universe at all in the titles or in the description of, this was based off of. Zero. And a lot of people were upset about that. And from that standpoint, I can totally get behind. It's like, hey, you can't step on or spit on the foundation for which you're built upon. You can say, hey, that wasn't that good, and keep on going. Right. But you can't.
And I agree with that. My concern comes from, if you look back at his track record, he has a tendency to get up on a soapbox for something, to build up, I guess, crowd following.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he gets his hands on it, it's just another money making pit for him.
Yeah. So,
and that's my concern.
Yeah, and I think it was just like with anybody with power and with money, which the rule of money, and money corrupts, indefinitely. There's no boundaries on it. If you have enough money, there's gonna be some corruption, or you're gonna do something for the benefit of yourself, right? If you have a lot of money, you're gonna go buy something that's not benefiting you. Just like if I had money, I'm not gonna go buy something that's not benefiting of me in some regard, not all regards, just some regard. It's like, for like a lot of billionaires, they get a lot of money and they donate to these charities to help out all these foreign foundations, but then write that money off as a tax write-off so they can dodge a lot of taxes they do each year. It's just a way of billionaires dodging taxes. if they don't really care about these things, they might say they care, but they don't really care, and they just so they can dodge millions of dollars of taxes each year. It's just they think, oh, you're doing it for them. No, they're really doing it for themselves. They're really doing it for them, and they're looking out for themselves. I don't know if I can blame them. If I got a lot of money one day, I hope no one's gonna bash me because I made a lot of money and I make sure I can keep my money because, well, I'm gonna need it.
I think that would be dependent upon how you go about keeping your money. There's the right way and the wrong way.
Yeah, the scheming way.
Right.
Or the stealing way. But yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go out. Now he might be just stuck talking out of his ass. He might just be trying to get attention on Twitter and so forth and whatnot. It's gonna be one of those wait and sees. All right, and the last one, because we're almost wrapping it up here, and this was actually probably a little bit deeper. Okay, so as you know, I do want and have donated my plasma before in the past, right? We talked about this before, and I think it's one of the things that everybody should do. If you are capable of doing it, there's somewhere nearby, you will get paid for it. Do it, and it's actually worth it, and it actually helps a lot of people. And there was this one streamer / YouTuber called it's Iron Mouse. She was one of the highest subscriber counts on Twitch, and she has that deficiency in her body where she needs this plasma from people. She needs it, and some bags cost up to $10,000 for one bag, and for a medicine she needs this stuff. And when she first started streaming, I didn't know this, she only could stream like an hour a day. And that was it. An hour a day, and she'd be gone for the rest of the day. And she had to take medicine all the time just to keep up. And over the years, thanks to all this stuff happening, she's been able to stream longer and longer because she's been able to afford better care for herself, better beds for her body to rest in, better medicine, better these bags. The better the stuff, the more you can go. And she's also a great singer. If anybody wants to listen to her music, she can sing phenomenally. She's a great voice. And this past week was the Streamer Awards or something like that. I forgot. It might have been the Joystick Awards, and she was nominated for Best Streamer or something like that on there, and she won. And there's this other guy named Kai, which is right now breaking records of most subscribers, most views. Dude's doing great. Also for himself, a brother. And a lot of his fans and people all are attacking this girl and asking, why is this VTuber character beat out one of the biggest streamers on Twitch? And she's just a cartoon character girl that's probably, like, they always make the jokes, like, probably just some guy on the other side of the screen, or some ugly chick, or some unattractive girl. This is a very attractive VTuber character. And they're all of her feeds, all of her comments, or TikTok, all of her comments on YouTube. You look anywhere and you're going to see somebody attacking this girl. That is unwarranted. But a lot of people are upset that she won.
Low. That's kind of low.
Yeah.
That's some low shit.
So, and the cool thing is, Kai, the guy that actually said it on the stream that he liked Iron Mouse, actually came out and spoke up and said, yeah, I don't like this, guys. Don't do this. Don't be this way. And a lot of his fans are like I said, there's always that toxic side of fandom that I just don't quite, prescribe to, and I don't quite understand why you feel like you have to defend somebody if their awards say they won. Take it on the chin just because your favorite person didn't win. Your dude, your guy, whatnot, your interest of entertainment didn't win doesn't mean like they're not any better or any worse. They're already doing good. They're already millionaires. Kai's already he's had famous stars, comedians, actresses come onto his streams and broke millions of records. Dude's well off. 1 year of not winning an award won't break the bank for him. So why are we defending?
It's because people, when they find that they can't invest in themselves, they invest in somebody else.
Good
Emotionally,
point.
they make that person their their focal point. When they feel like they're inadequate and they can't do anything to themselves to make them feel adequate, then they focus all that on a person, a star, a television presence, whatever, a singer, whatever. And when they focus all of it on there, and that person doesn't win an award or they doesn't make the top 10 or whatever, it feel to them, to those people that have done that, they feel like they're being attacked. They felt like they've been attacked.
Like, yeah,
Okay?
what you like was not good or popular or awesome.
Right. And so now they're looking at it from a viewpoint like, so somebody's saying that this thing that I thought was so worthy of all my time, my effort, my attention, my love, my caring is not good enough. How dare you? You know, and that's how they get there. Is it right? No, it's definitely not right. You know, there's going to be times where celebrities, streamers, whatever, these people are going to be doing really well and they're going to win. And then there's going to be times where those people aren't the best this time around. You know, it's like watching fucking football, dude. There's going to be times where your team is kicking ass. And there's going to be times where your team is getting its ass kicked. Okay? And I believe me, I know about that. I'm a fan of a team that went for years without winning a championship. Yeah. And then suddenly they won 2 championships back to back. Okay? I'm not going to be pissed off because, you know, they didn't win all those other years. Hey, fuck it. They tried. They did their best. That's not my fault. You know? Yeah. At the same time, when they won 2 back to back, I'm not going to run around in everybody's face saying, look at how great we are. They're the greatest that's ever been, ever was, and ever will be. No. Motherfucker. That's not how that works. You know? It's okay to be a fan. Yes. Okay. But it's not okay when that fandom turns into something that makes you ugly to other people because you didn't win.
Yes. And of course, being a fan, and you are speaking on the behalf of that thing you're a fan of, you make that thing look ugly. You make that thing look bad. You make people get turned away from it because they see how you act and see what you're a part of and going, I don't want to be a part of that. And that deters them from being a part of that. Don't deter people from something you enjoy. You want to be inviting to everybody. And you know, there's going to be some people out there that's going, oh, you know, this was sexist or this was racist based or something like that, right? Someone to be someone at a negative point. No, she won it. She earned it. Just let her be. And you know, if she does this, she done all this. I commend her, right? All this behind an ailment, behind a literally life-threatening ailment, and still did this day after day after day for her fan, for her people, and support and be there for those who supported her.
Listen, I had a friend, or should I say, have a friend, and she has spent her entire adult life, I would say, with an ailment that literally keeps her from walking and doing certain things because it's a physical impairment, in issue, and as well as it can bring on a physiological issue. But she has still, through all of that, fought, owned her own business, made a living for herself, and wrote music, sung music, played music. When I say there has been times where this person has literally had to relearn to speak again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anybody that can that can pull theirself up and make something of theirself against all the odds in the world, against everything that's kicking their ass, they deserve whatever the hell they win.
Yes, they fought for it and they deserve whatever they get for it. And I think you put a lot of effort behind something and you get what you get. you deserved it, and good for you. And I think she deserved it. And I think, if Kai wins next year, I think he deserves it. Let's see. Let's see. Just remember, we need to get that. Okay, that's a no, bro. That's a not having that one. That's not that. Okay. But yeah, I just think that she deserved it. She won it, and she did it with all this thing, and she got she was like the highest females. She still has a record for the highest subscribers for a female streamer. I think that's good. They have two different sides of coins. That everybody gets the highest ones, and if you're a fan of anything, if anybody's ever becomes a fan of me, let's just say, God ever blesses me with that kind of stuff. I know everybody don't believe in that. It's okay. But let's say if you ever did get blessed and I start getting a group of fandom, don't idolize me. I am going to do something or say something that you may not agree upon. And I don't want you to follow me because what I may say or take what I say as the gospel. Have your own opinion, have your own thoughts. Do not see anybody as a god.
I am fucking human.
Mm-hmm.
I am fallible. I will make mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't turn me into your idol. Because I promise you at some point, I'm going to fuck up. And if I'm your idol and you're following my stead, that means you're going to fuck up. Okay? Don't do that. Think for yourself.
Yeah.
Support me if you want to support me. But think for yourself.
Well, support me so I can keep on doing it.
If you want to call me on bullshit because you don't think that what I said is accurate, call me on the bullshit. It's fine.
I'm okay with having hate watchers.
I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Okay? I promise you.
So
I'm not going to lose sleep because you got pissed off because I said I like, purple more than I like blue. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I get it if you like blue more than purple. That's all on you, okay?
Yeah. So I will say this Kai just got done broadcasting another streamer that's been streaming for I believe she's been streaming for 4 years. So he's been doing some nice stuff there. Donation streams and all that stuff like that. He just now hit the record of 655K subscribers on his channel. So congratulations to him. You're doing a great job. I do think though it's a lot of getting a lot of famous people on his stream and using that platform. I think a lot of Hollywood things are getting into Twitch streams, and I don't really think that's where Hollywood should really be at, right? We're kind of our own thing. We should try to make our own grounds and become our own situation. At least how I would feel if I became famous. I wouldn't be like, yeah, let me get a bunch of endorsements from a lot of Hollywood actors and comedians to get to my channel, because I don't think that's where it should be at. But like, hey, he's killing it while doing it, so don't hate the game, just or don't hate the player, just hate the game. Is that how it goes, right? He's playing the game great, and I don't, but hey, people want to see that. They want to see that. Then again, I want to make sure it's about people I'm close to. I want to uplift them. I don't want to uplift people that's already big.
Yeah, right. So in anything that you do, you've heard me say it 100 times. It's subjective. It's what you think is right. You do what's right in your mind, in your mind's eye.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to be true to yourself. It's the only way you're going to be true to your people.
Yeah.
It's like when we play D&D. I don't be bullshitting. If I feel like I should be running off and looking for the pretty girl locked in a room, I'll leave you in a fucking fight. And I'll run off and go find a pretty girl. I proved that shit, okay?
Yeah.
This is the way it is. You play to your strengths, you play how you want to play, and if that works for you, then great, but don't be somebody else's echo.
Yeah.
Because an echo is never truly as loud as the original voice, guys.
Yeah, and I don't want to send in someone else's I don't want to send in someone else's shadow either.
Remember that shit. An echo is never as truly as loud as the original voice that says it. Okay. It may seem like it because sometimes it seems like echoes carry further, but they're not as powerful as the original word. Okay. So please be yourself.
Yeah. Don't send in someone else's shadow. Be your own your own path. All right, so that's to be it for the day. No D&D tonight because everybody took off for Thanksgiving. I am going to keep on editing my video. Tomorrow I'm gonna play the alpha of the. Have you ever played in the Dynasty Warriors games?
Yes, I did.
I love the Dynasty Warrior games. I really do. And they're coming out the next installment, and it's like an Unreal Engine 5 or 6. It looks so good. I'm like, oh, I
Let me
wish
tell you, I was upset the other day because I was looking in the PSN store
Mm,
and they released Legacy of Kain Defiance,
Yeah.
and the only version of that I have is when it came out on the original PlayStation,
uh-huh.
and I've been looking for it on a platform that I could play again now, and they've released it for PlayStation 4, and I just didn't have the funds to buy it, and
Yeah.
I really wanted it.
Yeah, it's just like also like they just the Square Enix just did a discount on the Vision of Mana, which I have pretty much played every single Mana game since release, and they did a discount on it, and I'm like, if I had the funds, I would be buying that, but I haven't beat Wukong yet, so I gotta beat that first, but then it's like, oh, I want to get that game too. Anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow, but as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life, much love.
Bye, guys.
Bye.